I realize I like to talk. Like, my belief women's supposed to be seen and not heard is is true. That's what I believe. But then when I talk, sometimes it feel like I need to. It feel like it's the right thing to do. It feel like I should say what I'm saying. And I don't know, they've been playing with my emotions. So it could be my emotions, with them giving me emotions of feeling like it's okay to just talk. It ain't okay to talk. Like when you're a woman, it's not okay to run your mouth. Like do I have changed my belief because my emotions? Like do my emotions, you know, take take control of my beliefs? You know? It's like I believe, it made me feel like is my life talking? Like am I gonna be talking for my life? But then I would need a blunt, the stress from it. But then it's like that can't be my life because talking isn't supposed to be painful. It shouldn't hurt, helping. I never worked anywhere that I didn't enjoy after a year. And when I wanted to quit my job in the airport before my job fired me, when I wanted to quit, I had a fortune cookie say be the love. And with the fortune cookie saying be the love, I was the love on my job. And that hurted me more. It's because I wanted to leave that job. But what I learned was I got to be the love without the love. I have to be the love without feeling it. I have to love people without loving them. If I love people with loving them, I could get hurt. These people could hurt me. I gotta say fuck them and hope they have a nice life. I gotta say fuck them and make sure they are alright. Like I can't love them. I can't feel what I be to them. I can't feel because it's like the fortune cookie said it, and then it's like everything in my life. Like I was always taking advice from people, and then something happened, so I didn't like the person afterwards. You give me bad advice, I don't want you in my life. And it's like, oh, advice is for you. It's optional. You know, advice isn't for you to just, advice isn't for you to just listen. But if I come to you and I don't know, and you give me advice, I rather I rather not have advice than to have bad advice. It's like I cannot be cool with people. I cannot be cool with people that's not helpful to me. That doesn't add value to me. That doesn't believe in me. Like if you like if I see you, I'm gonna tell you your talent. I'm gonna tell you what you awesome at. I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna tell you when you look good. You know, even from an angle. I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna let certain things. But I gotta let you know and not feel it. Because I sincerely always feel how I feel when I'm around people, and then they always sincerely hurt me back. And I sincerely love them, but the return isn't a good feeling. the return the return them they doesn't love me back. So I feel like if you give me one sign that you don't fuck with me, I don't want you. You know, and to me, they're going to keep playing games with them. You only can come to me. You can't talk to me through a person. Like if you talking to somebody through somebody, to me, you cannot talk to me through a life. You can't talk to me through a homegirl, through a friend, through a you can't talk to me through a person. You only can talk to me face to face. You can talk to me on the phone. That's crazy. That is crazy. If you saying that, you make me feel like you trying to kill me. I'm gonna just block you for trying to kill me. All right. I never done drugs. I never done crack before, or meth. I never done meth or crack before. People say it's no coming back from that. And I seen, people on crack and they always look sick. Always, I ain't never seen a pretty girl on crack, so I'm trying to master perfection. I'm already doing bad with smoking. Smoking weed makes my lips dark, you know. Sometimes it make me dark. It depends on the type of weed. Like I gotta make sure I get good weed, because if I don't get good weed, I could look ugly. Like they could do spells and shit through the weed or smoke or whatever that we got going on. But I'm a princess. So if you ever heard of a princess, like people in the world never advertised that they was royal, you know, and that's because they sold themselves to make it out the streets, but because of how they made it out, they made it that I knew how to make it out. Well, I didn't know how to make it out, but they made it that I knew what not to do. You know what I'm saying? I knew not to sign my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew not to sign my life to people. And or like to a label or to a I kind of knew not to be like starstruck or fans or so like so they won't let me out. They won't let me out because I wasn't like other celebrities that made it out. Like they all was like a little addicted to something. And with them being a little addicted to something, you know, but no, because for me to make it out, I have to say I'm an alcoholic or a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? So I have to make it out in rehabs. But when you go through those stages of rehabs, you basically be signing your life to those people that's helping you out. And once they help you out, you become somebody, and you be like you be kind of like a slave. So then with you becoming a slave, it'd be hard for you to love, the community back. It'd be hard to be for the community, so like my life is like a little bit different, it's like I didn't go to them. Like I'm not really seeing what they doing. They seen and heard what they was doing. I didn't see and hear what they was doing to me. I don't see, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna know afterwards, like when I make it out of this, but I don't know now. Yeah, I'm mad. I am prepped for an iPad. Soon, an iPad will be inside of this. One day, an iPad, the weirdest satisfying thing. Weirdy, satisfied thing. Um, I think porn is weird. You know, it's satisfying, but it's weird. you know, but it's okay. Just don't read the titles and just watch it. If you just watch it, you'll be all right. But if you read the titles, it play with your mind a little bit. You know, like like it's weird. But if they didn't have titles on them, you would just enjoy porn. But them telling you what it is like, and then that ain't no kid. And then you be like, that ain't this. And then you'll be like, because you'll hear they moans, you'll get, but then you'll think like, oh, did I just come off that? But then it's not that you watching it. You'll be like observing like, oh my God. But you'll like the sound of it. But that's a weird satisfying. Like, man, you can't watch those titles, man. Those titles will make you feel like you psycho, man. Like, did I just watch that? Like, I know that's bad, but what else would be weirdy satisfying thing? What else would be a weirdy satisfying thing? That question is weird. The fuck? That's like trying to like put me on a spot type shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like what type of question is that? Then and the first thought come to my head is the weirdest thing. So I'm like, I'm gonna just go on and say it. Like, what the fuck? But YouTube just asked me what's the weirdest satisfying thing. What the fuck? Weird Eve with a weird Eve satisfying thing. What? Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe I didn't see the letters right. But I guess